Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, it's not my fault. Tell me, who do I call? And they tell me that you didn't try to stop yourself from falling. You didn't try, get up who you're rolling. Why so pessimistic? I just think you're so unrealistic. Yeah. Happiness, why do you resist it? Say that I'm a misfit. Pain like waves, they just keep coming. High all day till my knees, feet numbing. I ain't never been the type to face my fears. I just shift them gears, I just keep running. Gave me some words, but the shit means nothing. Said it don't hurt, but I keep bluffing. Lately it's worse, shit, I don't sleep often. I be living in fear, all my enemies plotting. And everybody got closer in lockdown. Niggas hit me up, it's like I'm all that they got now. I've been dropping shit, it feels like I've been blocked out. Now everyone is bored and now I'm suddenly hot now. But not now. Well, not now. Everything is back to normal now. They forgot how they used to slide up in the DMs. Now when I be posting, they don't see them. The fake love, cloud chasing niggas, I will never be him. I'm the type of nigga no one would believe in. They don't like it when I'm preaching. Everybody looking at me like a demon. Please don't tease him, I might act up and release him. I'm burn this whole place right down. Set a fire to the ceiling. Way too cold inside this world, the place is freezing. No one really gives a shit about my place in life and where I'm reaching. So I'm done being so silent with my feelings. Why so pessimistic? I just think you're so unrealistic. Yeah. Happiness, why do you resist it? Say that I'm a misfit. You didn't try to stop yourself from falling. You didn't try, got up who you're rolling. Help me.
Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the Love Palace. Welcome to a daily dose of D. Wrap yourself in satin truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slow. A daily dose of tea. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the Love Palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchor down, baby, daily dose of tea. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show up and receive. Let your ships drift into healing seas. We don't chase waves, we ride them.
When the cloud in the sky is cloudy, do you still search for the sun? When the day feels heavy, do you believe joy will come? See, the glass half empty, others see it half full. But what happens when the glass feels shattered? Today, here at Daily Dose of D, we dive into a word, pessimism, a word that paints the world in darker shades, But remember, even shadows only exist because of light. Welcome to Daily Dose of D. Grand rising, grand afternoon, grand evening, depending on what time of day you are watching Daily Dose of D. I am your host, Goddess D of Love. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. We are already at the middle of the week. It's already hump day, y'all. It's Wednesday. What? Okay, so we making it fast through this week. So here today at Daily Dose of D, we're going to call this Wellness Wednesday. Okay? So with that being said, we are continuing the series that we started yesterday on different mindsets. We talked about optimism yesterday, and today we are going to talk about how we grow in the world with pessimism. So we're uncovering its meaning, the roots and examples, and ways to break free. Okay? So with that in mind, the word of the day is pessimism, an attitude of hopelessness toward life and toward existence, coupled with the vague general opinion that pain and evil promulgate, promulgate in the world. Okay? And our quote of the day on Wellness Wednesday is pessimism. A pessimistic person is the one who knows that the light at the end of the tunnel is always, let me say this again. A pessimistic person is the one who knows that the light at the end of the tunnel is always that of an oncoming train. And that's a pessimistic person. Okay? So our title for today is Breaking Down Pessimism. That's what we're going to do. So once again, you know how I do. I go into a deeper dive of the word pessimism. What is the real meaning? Well, the definition, like we said, is accepting the worst, focusing on the negative. So by definition, being permissive is the tendency to focus only on the negative, accepting the worst to happen or believing that the bad outcomes are more likely than the good ones. Pessimism is a mindset where a person tends to see the worst in any and all situations. A person with a pessimistic outlook generally accepts negative outcomes, even where there's no clear reason to do so. So this word often comes from the Latin word pessimist, which means worse. So think about it. You start a new job and think it's only, and you begin to think to yourself, oh man, it's only a matter of time before I mess up and they fire me. That's pessimism at work. It's not just complaining, it's a worldwide view, a lens that changes how you see everything around you. Okay? So, as I gave that example of a job, the difference, like we said yesterday, was the optimist. So, just to remember, would be like, oh, I got this new job. This is a fresh start. I'm going to go far in this job. And it's only a matter of time before I elevate and go to the next place. The pessimist is only a matter of time before something goes wrong. I don't even like this job. Look how it's going now. So that is the meaning of pessimism and how it is very opposite of optimism. Okay? So stay tuned. After this break, we're going to explore the root causes of pessimism, where it comes from, and why it lingers. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after. I'll be right back right after this.
Yo, just pull up to the Love Palace. Ain't no cap here, just facts and feels. D and KELLZ on the mic. We talking ships, all kinds. Pull up and unpack. Just enjoy. Friendships that held me down through the struggle. Companions who dipped when I stepped out the bubble. Family ties that tug, some tight, some frayed. But we lay it all out, let the truth get played. No judgment, just lessons on velvet chairs. We speak from the gut, raw love, stripped bare. Got a steed, got that glow like sage in the wind. Queen KELLZ hit the mic, truth spilling again.
Ships, we talk it, we walk it. No filters, just real. Love Palace, the spot where your soul can heal. All them ties, all those vibes, we ain't letting them drown. We lift ships up, never tear them down.
Welcome back, all my love. If you did, excuse me, excuse me, y'all. All right. If you did not get to catch the episode last night of Ships, it was a good episode about individuality in relationships. So if you missed it, go back and here at the Love Palace, go red ball that back and watch that. And make sure you tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Ships with myself and Queen KELLZ. Okay, so now that we know what pessimism is, we have the definition. Let's ask ourselves, where does this pessimism come from? Well, the root cause of this is often a combination of different things. It can include genetics, environment, and life experience. People who grew up in a negative environment or culture may be more prone to be pessimists. Traumatic or even repeated negative experience can also reinforce a pessimistic worldview. So, as the brain learns to anticipate bad outcomes for protection, research suggests a biological component with certain brain chemicals and neural pathways playing a role in how a person perceives the world. So, pessimism often grows from childhood experiences, growing up with constant criticism or negativity. Or you might have trauma where there's heartbreak, failure, or betrayal. And on a biological and personality side, some brains are just wired to be cautious and fearful. And don't forget, like I said, the environment, being surrounded by struggles, negativity, people that grew up in where all you heard. So I'm going to just, I have one person in my family that we used to ask her how she's doing. And every single time, oh, my back, this, that, it was never, never nothing positive. So if we adapted that behavior and been around, and if she had children and been around that, they would adapt that same negative, pessimistic behavior because all it was negativity. So just keep in mind, behind every pessimist is a story, and many times, often, it's a story of pain. So let's go ahead and talk about pessimism, positive or negative. Because you know we do duality over here, right, at the Love Palace. So by nature, if I say that a person is pessimistic or has pessimism, it's negative. It leans toward negative. But sometimes it's used as protection, what psychologists call a defense Okay? So sometimes it's used as protection, and that's called a defense pessimism. So for some, when you lower expectations, you feel safer than being disappointed. A pessimist is overwhelmingly negative. Their their mental state leans toward seeing challenges, failures, and hardships rather than opportunity, success, and joy. This doesn't mean that a pessimist is never happy. Their general outlook on life is focused on potential problems. But living too long in the space can drain the soul. So imagine walking with an umbrella every day, even when the sun is shining. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to say that part, right? Eventually, you stop feeling the warmth, okay? So keep that in mind. Excuse me, y'all. I didn't want to cough. I was getting ready to cough. I got it, okay? So keep that in mind. So up next, we're going to break down what a pessimistic person really looks like, how to recognize it in yourself or someone you love. So don't go anywhere. Be right back after this message.
Shout out to the mama chief. Yeah, you be quiet when Big Mama speak. What she gave us is a part of me. It flows through my arteries. Even on that journey, that love grows how the garden be. The first to teach us when we sick, the first to heal us. Mama's boy, yeah, you know, my pride and joy. Soul food, yeah, you know, I'm an enjoy. Calm you down just by the sound of a voice. There isn't another feeling inside. When they cheering you on at your game and you feeling the pride. You and your siblings fighting, she gon' make you put the feelings aside. She can lead you down the road, but she can give you the guide. Where you think I get that blissful look in my eyes? I need a side of ice cream with memoirs apple pie. You know for sure for Mama Chief, you know I'm a ride. Cause we all need our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love our Mama Chiefs. The greatness, the patience.
This, that, Nickelodeon, Mary Jane and Opium. Fresh from the FedEx, yes, we got a load of them. Yeah, tear this shit down like depression. The moral of the story is you get the lesson. I'm colder than the weather in Nova Scotia. The flow is cold to turn down. You just like the lame dude. Get the shoulder, have these niggas swinging that Chris Rock when I pitch a boulder. My intentions was ill will.
You cry.
When I rap, get a pill feel. I can meditate and stay connected to the earth like a mill drill. They taught you to lie to your kids with Santa. I verse in the AI now and got the answer. Don't kill yourself trying to be me with the tanner. My eagle love getting blown like the blammer. I'm biased to the low comprehension, cause people claim hope to get a mention.
You cry.
And we don't wanna hear that. Keep that over there. Gotta do better. That's if you knew better. But I don't wanna bore y'all.
Welcome back, everybody. Make sure you tune into all those wonderful content creators that I just showed you, okay? It's big COC energy. We have something happening every single day of the week. So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, share it out, and hit that notification so you don't miss the collaboration over competition all day, every day. It's networking at its finest. COC. So now we are going to discuss what is a pessimistic person and signs of a pessimist. So a pessimistic person is someone who habitually views situations and events, like I said, from a negative prospect. They often focus on what could go wrong and they express doubt about positive outcomes. So they may struggle to believe in good news. So, for example, a pessimistic person might assume they failed an exam even though they studied hard for it. Or they start a new relationship and say it's not going to work before it even begins. A person, a pessimistic person might often say, "Why try? It won't work. People always let me down. If something good happens, it won't last." This type of mindset builds walls and not bridges. But remember, behind pessimism is often pain. It's not weakness, it's a defense mechanism. So when you're around, or have you said these things? As I was doing this research, I used to be a pessimistic person a little bit there because um I always had the thought. I can't even remember the song that I used to sing, but something about the struggle. It's the struggle. It's always the struggle, and struggle is in the world, which is true. But I would always say that all the time. I never looked at it positive, even to the point where my family had to pull me to the side and be like, "Yo, D, you're being negative." Where my children was like, "Mom, you being so negative. Um, you don't have anything positive to say." And I had to train, retrain my mind, my brain to be a more optimistic person as well. And then, you know what I did realize? It was because I was in a lot of hurt and pain and literally depressed. So I was using that as a defense mechanism. Okay. So, what are some examples of pessimism? Excuse me. So, a common example is, now y'all remember this one, right? Is the glass half empty or is it half full? Remember that? This is the example that is commonly used. Is this glass half empty? Would be a pessimist. A pessimist would look at the glass with water in it and say, "Oh, that's almost gone. That's empty. Mm-mm. Ain't no more in there. That's almost gone." Emphasizing the lack rather than the presence of something. So, um, so the example of the glass half empty or glass half full, the optimist, as we talked about yesterday, is going to be like, "Oh, I still got this left in here. It's still got a lot in here." Okay. So another example is I'm using a lot of job examples because I don't want to get all personal. But another example is a person who gets a job promotion. You get the promotion and you immediately worry about how much work you got to do, the pressure, rather than celebrating the achievement in what you accomplished. Examples are everywhere, right? So before a date, you might say, "Oh, they're not gonna like me. I'm gonna go on this date anyway. The food's probably gonna be bad. I don't even look cute. It ain't gonna, Or before you take a test, I'm probably gonna fail. Yep, I already know I'm gonna fail. Or when it comes to love, you might say, "Every relationship ends in pain, so why bother even having one?" You notice the pattern there? When you're a pessimism steals joy before it even has a chance to grow. See how those examples are? Mm-hmm. So remember that the example of the glass half empty or half full of pessimism always says that it's empty. Okay? And I want you to also keep in mind, like I stated earlier, usually when somebody is a pessimist, it's because they're using it as a defense mechanism because of the pain that they have suffered. All right? So after the break, we're going to explore a tough truth. Is being a pessimist tough? Stay tuned right after this message.
Thinking, baby, you don't know the world a damn thing. Light up, lavish light. I've been moving too fast, running low on grace, feeling heavy, but I found my space. Lavender dreams in a smoky swirl. This moment mine, forget the world. No stress in my chest when I take this hit. These herbs ain't just pretty, they legit. Tobacco free, just clarity. And I ride this flame like therapy. Lavish life. Glowing gold in the quiet night. Smooth fire make me feel just right. Lavish life. Lavish life. Lavish light falls. I breathe deep and I claim my life. No rush, no fight, just vibes. Lavish life, lavish life, lavish life. Florals and magic wrapped in flame. Every puff.
Welcome back, everybody. Y'all need some lavish life in your world. Do you want your life to be lavish? Now, remember, these are tobacco free. If you want a healthier version and still, like for me, I don't smoke cigarettes, but with this, it's something that calms me down. It's natural and it's pure. It's the original smoke. You feel me? So you see that scrolling down at the bottom, that email, you can hit Shamaki Essentials up and get yours. And she has a good promotion going on right now. So if you are interested in having some lavish light and a lavish life, go ahead and tap in with her. Okay? So before we went on that break, right, I asked the question, is being a pessimist toxic? What y'all think out there? What y'all think? Well, yes, being a pessimist can be toxic, both to oneself and even to others. So for the individual, it can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and a feeling of helplessness. And for those that are around a person like that, a pessimist with constant negativity can drain energy and create a discouraging and negative atmosphere. Now, this doesn't mean a pessimistic person is bad. Let's make this clear. But their outlet can be harmful if left unchecked. Yes, pessimism can become toxic, especially when it spreads. Negativity can suffocate relationships. It can drain the family and it can push friends away. But here's the secret: awareness is the first step to healing. When you recognize the pattern, it makes you break it. Okay? So, yes, negativity, being a pessimist, can be toxic because it's a negative mindset that can spread and it can also damage you. Okay? So, with that being said, is this pessimist a form of depression? Is pessimism a form of depression? Excuse me. So, no, pessimistic is not a form of depression. It can be related to it. Pessimism is a mindset or personality trait. Let me say this again. Pessimistic is not a form of depression, though the two can be related. It's a mindset or a personality trait. While depression is a clinical mood disorder with the specific symptoms like sadness, lots of interest in activity, changes in your sleep, changes in your appetite. However, a prolonged, intense pessimistic outlet can be a risk factor to develop into depression. Pessimism is a mindset. Depression is a medical condition. But like I said, constant pessimism can fuel depression, like adding weight to an already heavy heart. So keep this in mind. If you or someone you love lives in that cycle, it's not weakness at all. Seek help and take courage because you can get out of this. Okay? So, up next, the healing's gonna begin. We're gonna talk about how do you train your brain to be less pessimistic and how to break the cycle. So don't move. We got some healing coming right up, right after this.
I was born with a fire kiss, tongue like truth, breathe like mist. I carry lifetimes in these hips and prayers inside my wrist. They said I'm too much, too wild, too free, but baby I was never meant to be. Quiet, tame, contained, I am so untamed.
Worlds become portals, and the
magic in my skin, healing while you hold me.
The cards are just
say my name, feel the shift begin. Alicia Yeti on soul work within, soul work within. I read stars with my fingertips, found heaven in the curve of my lips. My voice, the spell you can't forget. I bloom in shadows, no.
Welcome back, everybody. Make sure you tune in to Alicia Dion. Every morning she has some daily inspiration for you to heal your soul. Get that spirit going and that soul work going. Every morning she has it for you. I believe it's 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. But just go over there and, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification so you can get that daily inspiration with Alicia D. All right. So now we're going to briefly discuss how to train your brain to be less pessimistic. So this is steps to help reframe the mind. Okay? So keep in mind, training your brain to be less pessimistic involves effort and practice. So I'm going to offer a few ways to start how to train your brain to be less pessimistic. Y'all should know what the first one's always going to be. Practice gratitude. Make a daily habit of listing things that you're thankful for. It automatically shifts your focus from what is lacking to what you have. I'm telling you, I do this every morning. I practice gratitude every morning and before I lay my head to sleep. Because it's true. When you wake up and you're thankful for all the things that you have in your life and what you're doing in your life, it sets your mind the whole day to focus on what you have instead of not what you don't. The other thing you're going to do is challenge your negative thoughts. So when you start thinking negatively, question it. How valid is it? Ask yourself if there's any evidence to support this negative thinking that I have. And if there's an alternative thought that you can have or more positive perspective, challenge that negative thought and change that thought to something positive. You're going to reframe situation. Instead of focusing on the negative all the time, find a lesson or potential positive aspect within every difficult situation. We know there's going to be difficult situations. We know there's going to be problems that occur. We know that there's going to be loss in life. But we are going to learn from that, right? We know we're going to have those emotions that are related to that, but we're not going to stay in that. We're going to reframe situation, start to think of things that potentially are positive about it. So when you lose a job, you can say, this is an opportunity for me to do what my heart desires. It's going to put me on a new career path. And then you're going to have mindfulness, which is being present in the moment. Live in the moment. It helps reduce anxiety about future negative events. If you're living in the moment, and don't get me wrong, it might be a challenging moment, but you're going to be like, okay, I can get through this, right? But if you start thinking ahead and you have a negative mindset, a pessimistic mindset, you're thinking, oh, before it even happens, oh, this can happen and that can happen. And so then that can make you have high anxiety and you just don't know what to do. So catch negative thoughts, refrain your mind, ask, what is the best happening? You're going to practice gratitude daily, and you're going to also stay around limit toxic influences, even if it's people. Okay? Limit that. Speak affirmations of light. Speak light into your world and surround yourself with people who will lift you up. Okay? So those are the steps on how to train to be less pessimistic. Okay? So when I return, I'll show you how to break down pessimism for good and step into a brighter future. So stay with me right after this message.
Morning light on the garden floor. She's got wisdom that the earth adores. Hands in the soil, mistakes just amplify. Oh, she moves with grace. The ancestors guide her pace. Every step, the rhythm flows. This is where the spirit grows. This is where the spirit grows. In the roots, in the rain, in the seeds she sows. Light of love in everything she knows. See how shines where the spirit grows. The cat and the chickens, they play along. Life is a garden, a sacred song. Every harvest, every seed she tends is a story that will never end. Oh, she moves with grace.
Welcome back, everyone. Make sure you tap into C Val Madam O, where the land remembers. Got good content over there. Then chickens be just cluck, cluck, clucking. And she's teaching you a lot of things over there. Go check her out because it's not only about remembering the land, but it's some good educational information about what's going on in the world as well. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button for C Val Madam O. Okay? All right. So now that we talked about the healing and how to heal, how do we break pessimism? Breaking free from pessimism. What are some things that we do? Because when you're breaking a pattern of pessimism, it requires effort and change in habit. So, one thing you want to do is start small. And you want to begin by identifying one or two specific things, negative thought patterns that you want to change. Start out small. If you start out too big, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to be like, I knew this shit wasn't going to work anyway, right? If you're a pet. So start small, one or two things, and then change your thought pattern to be positive of what you wanted. As I stated a few minutes ago, surround yourself with positivity. This means not only people, social media, what you watch on TV, what you listen to on the radio or when you're playing music. Surround your environment, yourself, around positive people to help you get a different perspective of life in a positive way. And then you're going to celebrate success. Acknowledge the small things that you have accomplished. Oh, I was positive today. Those small wins build a habit of recognizing positive outcomes. Now, if you really have a negative, pessimistic attitude that is very extreme, please seek professional help. Okay, I offer. Pessimism is severe and impacting your life daily. A therapist or a counselor can provide tools to help you reframe your thinking and develop a more positive outlook and balance on life. So, this is what I want to say. To break pessimism, you must forgive yesterday, celebrate wins, visualize your future with hope, and surround yourself with positive people, a positive environment, and if necessary, seek a mentor or therapist. Breaking pessimism doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let fear of the worst steal your chance at its best. Okay? So I'm going to leave you close out with these words. To the pessimist who only sees storm, know that every flood once gave birth to ocean. To the heart that fears disappointment, remember, hope is the seed of every tomorrow. You're not chained to dark thoughts. You are the dawn breaking your own night. Choose light, choose love, choose you. Okay? I want to thank everybody for coming to Daily Dose of D. And remember that the Love Palace is always a place of love, positivity, and peace. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let you go for this evening because I want you to go on over to Queen KELLZ, Holistic Royalty by KELLZ House. So you can see what she has to talk about regarding the journey home. Okay? So I'm going to close out with that commercial for her. You make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit her notification button. And I'll see you right over there, okay? Peace and love to everybody. Have a positive attitude. Stay positive. No matter what, find the light in all you do. And with that being said, I know you haven't heard this in a while. Go tell somebody you love them. And those that you don't love, we're not even going to say that anymore. We just going to tell them that we love them anyway. Peace and love, and I'll see you real soon.
This is not survival, this is return. You feel that? Yeah. We already home. Welcome to conversations that protect. Welcome to the blueprint. Welcome to the war room. Welcome to the rebirth. Welcome to the moment you finally say yes for real. Welcome to your journey home. We don't speak to perform, we speak to prepare. We don't hand out hope, we hand down prayers. Every word's a bomb, a blade, a blanket. This is soul armor in songs. Coming close, baby. We got you. That ache you carry, it's just your ancestors waking up in your chest. This is the welcome home. Long overdue. Breathe in the ashes, that's where you begin. The girl you were, she blessed the fire. The woman you becoming, she walks through it in gold. This is your shedding, this is your stretch, this is your return. You whispered yes, and the universe cracked wide open. No more maybe, no more delay. You said yes for real. Now spirit can move through you unapologetically. Say it with your chest. Love like she don't just love, she heals and keeps. Let go, let flow. Daily dose of tea in the land free, in the love palace, ships dock even here. Yeah, we guide the tide. God is deep. Whisper back when your heart needs reminding. D is divine, D is daily, D is love, a daily dose.